Okay, so good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's special event, Understanding the Retail Landscape and Opportunities in China with Alibaba Group's cross-border B2C platform, Tmall Global. My name is Ala Dragola, and I'm the Director of Parliamentary Affairs and SME Policy here at the Canadian Chamber of Commerce. And we are very excited to be partnering with Alibaba Group for today's webinar. Joining me from Alibaba, we have Nicole Lin, who's the Business Development Country Manager for Canada, and ShanShan Tang, Strategic Partnerships and Integrated Marketing Lead for Canada. Nicole will be leading today's presentation, and ShanShan will be joining her afterwards to help facilitate the discussion and take your questions. On that point, we have reserved some time at the end of the session for our panelists to answer your questions. As always, we will be using Slido for this webinar.
So hello, everyone. My name is Nicole. As introduced, I'm the Business Development Country Manager for Canada for Tmall Global and Kaola, the cross-border e-commerce B2C side of the business under Alibaba Group. So I will be sharing these presentations with you after the webinar. So no worries. I have my contacts in the presentations, and all the contents will, you'll be able to review them afterwards. So today I will share my presentation starting by letting you know what we are about, what Alibaba Group is about, what we do in Alibaba Group. So I will share with you a short video on Alibaba's mission, vision, and value. And then after that, I will share with you a bit of updates on China e-commerce. So the outlook and the future opportunity and the trends that we are seeing right now. And after that, I will go into the introductions of Tmall Global and answer some of the most asked questions. So some of you might not have heard of Tmall or Tmall Global, or have only heard of Tmall, or you haven't even really heard of either one. Essentially Tmall and Tmall Global, we are one Tmall family, but very independent from each other. So I will share with you the difference between Tmall Global and Tmall, and share with you how cross-border e-commerce works and what it can mean to you as a Canadian brands, especially SME brands. And after that, we will share with you the infamous Double 11, which is the biggest shopping festival in China, led by Tmall and Tmall Global. And lastly, I will wrap up by sharing with you the Tmall Global business solutions to let you know how you can get on board with us, the different solutions that you are able to utilize to come on board. So let me quickly play the video to introduce to you the Alibaba Group mission, vision, and value.
When I come back here, it's like a movie in my mind. This is the place we start. 18 people have dreamed. The Alibaba service should help millions of small business, young people to realize their dreams. All the tough decisions we have to make, but we know without these tough days, we can never be today.
Alibaba was born in Jack's apartment 20 years ago. Since then, we have transformed from an e-commerce company into a digital economy that is one of a kind in the world. Our digital economy has expanded to include cloud computing, financial services, logistics, local services, digital media, and entertainment. Our core competency is finding the right chemistry between technology and business, which has culminated in the creation of the Alibaba Business Operating System. Our founding mission was to make it easy to do business anywhere. Looking ahead, we will continue to build a better future through innovation and creativity. We are a big company, but that's not enough. It is more important that we are a good company. We have a target for 2036, which is to serve 2 billion consumers globally, support 10 million profitable businesses on our platforms, and create 100 million jobs. Our long-term goal is to be a company that spans at least 102 years. That milestone would mean Alibaba has successfully spanned 3 centuries, an achievement very few can match. Alibaba's destiny is to be a future shaper and a pioneer. We choose to create our own path and a new path for others to follow. We believe in the future and we will lead the way.
So as mentioned in the video, Alibaba's mission is to make it easy to do business anywhere. And we are really more than just an e-commerce company. We are actually a digital economy that is very self-sustaining. And our business ranges from core commerce, customer services, digital media, entertainment, and innovations initiatives. So this is the digital economy looks like. And where Tmall Global sits is within this core commerce units. And under the core commerce, we are under the B2C retail, the cross-border units. So within the ecosystem, we have all of our sister companies like Cainiao Logistics, Alipay, Alimama, and Ali Cloud, and so on to support our business. And moving on to the China e-commerce. So China e-commerce market is already the number one. It's already number one in size right now globally. And annually, it drives about 2.8 trillion Canadian dollars in e-commerce sales. And it's largely thanks to the significant online audience of young customers. Right now in China, there's about 989 million of internet users, and over 66% of them are under age of 39. This is no surprise. Younger generations, they tend to shop online more and use internet a lot more. And 99% of the internet users are also mobile users. So it's very important to know that it's not just for Tmall Global, and I believe it's the same across the board. More than 95% of online sales actually come from mobile app. So people in China, they live on their mobile. They do everything, they entertain themselves, shop, and do everything, absolutely everything on their mobile. And just to share with you, in our last quarterly financial report, Alibaba quarterly report, is stating that our monthly active users in March has gone over 925 million. But in average, our monthly active users has consistently been above 800 million. So in China, you can imagine most of the internet user, they would use at least one type of Alibaba services, more or less. And people in China, who purchase online, they are also keen to purchase more because right now, just to share with you, the e-commerce market in China right now is about 3 times the size of US market, and the China total retail size, almost a bit over 50% of the total retail sales actually come from online sales. And the reason why online sales penetration has been able to grow so fast is because the middle class in China has been growing very, very fast. And right now, the middle class populations has gone over half of the populations in China, and there's a really big percentage of it being the younger generation. So, the outlook and the future of the e-commerce is still looking very bright. And next, I want to share with you, quickly share with you the category and product trend that we're seeing in China. First, I want to talk about, so I categorize the trend into health and food, and beauty, personal care, and fashion, so that it's easier for you to grasp. First, I want to talk about the beauty, personal care, and fashion. There are the anchor, the big categories for Tmall Global, and for those categories, we're seeing really good trend for women's and men's care. And what people are looking for in skincare these days are efficacy, for sure. It's the biggest thing they watch out for. And if your product deliver results, the desired results, you will definitely see people promoting your products, spread the word of mouth campaign for you even. So efficacy is very, very important, and clean ingredients, natural organic products, definitely a big plus. And for skincare and beauty especially, social media buzz is very, very important. So you need to really look into social media, digital marketing, and creating interesting content to make sure that your product is talked about on the internet by a lot of people in different social media accounts. And second, it's head-to-toe care. So that means people, in China, they care about not just facial skincare, but also your hair care, to neck care, to foot care. So it's a head-to-toe care, really. And some of the biggest trends include anti-hair loss. So hair loss has been consistently one of the major issues in both women and men's group, especially the generation Gen Z, which is the generation born after 1995. So hair loss is definitely a major issue right now. And neck, anti-wrinkle, body whitening, teeth whitening are among some of the trend within this category. And next, maternity and baby. So I put it here within beauty, personal care, and fashion because maternity and baby, people used to think it's all about, multifunction shampoo, as long as it's safe and clean and gentle, it's fine. But now, not really. Mothers, especially the younger generations of mothers, they're looking for the top-notch, the premium quality of everything for their child, including from toiletries. They are no longer just using like all-in-one shampoo. They are looking for the gentlest, the best shampoo and conditioner, and then body wash and essence oil. They break down each part of the skincare regimen for their babies, and they purchase the best premium supplements for their kids. Anything that's functional will help to boost their, the kids' health or brand development. Everything like that would be very popular. And lastly, fashion. Mothers still want their kids to wear the trendiest, kids' fashion and brands and clothes. So this is also a very big trend now. And for fashion, we're seeing a really good growth in outdoor sports. From wear, outdoor sports wear, yoga wear, winter jackets, hiking wears, to gears. So like camping gears or ski, winter sports gears, especially with, the Winter Olympics coming up in Beijing 2022, winter sports has gained a lot of attention. And lastly, branded products will always be popular in China. So branded fashion, branded beauty, still very popular. And for health and food, which are major industries in Canada, we are seeing, those trends. First is healthy and functional snacks, food. In China, people are looking for something that's low in sugar, low in calories, high fiber, high protein, something that's healthy and functional. And also they want food or products that will help with their diet, and as well as boost your energy. So meal replacement energy bar, very popular. And number three, this is also very big one, which is wine, spirits, and sparkling. So liquor in general has been growing very, very fast across the board, especially on Tmall Global. We consistently outgrew the total China e-commerce on Tmall Global, and we've also singled out this category from food to give it a special dedication and resources to grow our liquor merchants. And number four, we have traditional tonics. So this includes ginseng, mushrooms, sea cucumber, and fusion teas. So anything that's traditional tonic is also very, very key right now. And lastly, we have beauty supplements. So any food probiotics, that helps to, get your, improve your gut health, biotin that, also echo back to hair loss issue, helps you to, grow hairs, hyaluronic acid, collagen, planetary collagen, anything that will help to boost inner beauty, that will also be very popular these days. So now we know, the outlook of China e-commerce is still very good, and some of the trend that we're seeing in China, I want to move on to introduce to you Tmall Global. So first, what's the difference between Tmall and Tmall Global? Let me share with you a short video.
So you want to take your business global and sell it to the hundreds of millions of consumers in China. Alibaba offers two ways. First, there's Tmall. Tmall is the largest B2C platform in China. Think of it as a high-end mall for established brands and retailers. To operate on the platform, the brand needs to have a physical presence in China. And then there's Tmall Global, created for small and medium-sized brands to access the China market and participate in cross-border e-commerce. Tmall Global allows brands without operations in China to establish a virtual storefront and engage with Chinese consumers. And even offers logistics and inventory management solutions so brands can ship products into China from their home markets. Already more than 29,000 brands from 92 countries and regions are using Tmall Global. It's the largest cross-border online marketplace in the world. So Tmall or Tmall Global is the point of entry for any size business to sell to China from wherever they are.
So as mentioned in the video, the biggest difference between Tmall and Tmall Global is its import model. For Tmall, it's essentially general trading. So you basically export to China. If you want to sell on Tmall, you export to China through the regular import model. You need to make sure that you have a Chinese entity established, your brand trademark, your product, everything needs to be registered in China, or you need to find a licensed importer for you to get onto Tmall. Versus Tmall Global, we are 100% cross-border platform, and that means you won't have to have your entity registered in China, or you don't even need a Chinese trademark. So you can just launch with us on Tmall Global with your Canadian or business entity anywhere outside of mainland China. And also you just need to have your Canadian trademark registered, or at least in process. However, with that being said, we still highly recommend any brands. Assume, if you think that someday you will want to expand your brand into China, please do make sure that you have your Chinese trademark registered as soon as possible to avoid any squatter. And also in terms of payment for Tmall, because essentially it's a domestic mainland China business, so everything, all the payments, it will be in local currency, in Chinese yuan, renminbi. Versus Tmall Global, we will be able to deal with merchants in any currency chosen. So for Canadian merchants, we can work via Canadian dollars or US dollars if you want. In terms of warehouse, Tmall, again, it's mainly everything needs to be shipped to China, everything distributed within China. Versus Tmall Global, you can utilize our bonded warehouse in China or our shipping centers outside of mainland China, or do drop shipping. So it's a lot more flexible that way. And lastly, very important one. So in terms of product registration, you won't have to do it if you sell through Tmall Global through cross-border e-commerce. So this is very important for health and food and beauty, because health and food usually need a very follow very stringent blue hat CFDA regulations and have that blue hat label for your products. But for cross-border, you won't have to go through any of that. And for beauty, for non-general cosmetics, right, as of now, is still required of animal testing. So to do product registration in China. But if you sell through cross-border on Tmall Global, you won't have to have your product registered, and hence you won't be required to do animal testing. So animal testing, just for your information, has been lifted for general cosmetics, but it's still a requirement for non-general cosmetics, meaning products that claims special functions such as whitening, anti-wrinkling, or hair coloring, or toiletries for babies. Those special type of beauty products are still required of animal testing. So cross-border, that's why a lot of time you will hear people say that it's the ideal first entry for new brands into China. It's for you to find out more about the market, to test the waters before you go full frontal and go into the local domestic general trading market. And I just want to, since I touched on the trademark, I just want to especially mention that Alibaba, we do have an intellectual property protection portal. And on the portal, you can look for all kinds of legal and agency services for your trademark registration. And if you have a squatter issue, you can also look for recommended agency or legal law firm to take care of the issues for you. And if you also have issues such as suspecting counterfeit products of your brand and things like that, you can also log into this portal to look for solutions. And next, I want to talk about the biggest shopping festival in China, which is Double 11, or so-called the Singles Day. So this shopping festival is created by Tmall family, so Tmall and Tmall Global, and on this day, pretty much everyone in China, every retailer, online, offline in China, will be celebrating and promote, provide the best offer and products to celebrate this day. And this last year we had a very successful one as usual. We drove about 98 billions of Canadian dollars in sales in one single campaign, and there was about over 800 million participating consumers. And the very good news is that we have consistently see really good growth for imports from Canada. And last year for Tmall Global, our imports from Canada grew by 60%. So all of these are a really good sign that people in China, they're looking for top-notch and premium products, no matter where it's from. And Canada has the advantage of providing very premium quality products. So, so the trend is still looking very good. And those are some of the our existing Canadian partners, not all, but some of them. We also appreciate all of our partners' help for to drive a successful campaign together. And next, I want to show you another video from, it's an experience sharing by a Canadian brand called Viva Naturals. In the video, they will share with you their experiences with Tmall Global and their with Double 11.
Viva Naturals' mission is to make wellness accessible to all. So in everything we do, whether it's in our formulation of our products, how we deal with our customers on the phone, how we lay out our office, our mission and our values is incorporated in everything we do. We work with local farmers, with local growers and processors all around the world to produce higher quality products than what you'll see in the retail stores. And by being direct to consumer, we don't have the retailer markups. China is the most important market for Viva Naturals. Everything from supplements to organic superfoods, all these products are doing well in China because they're good for your health, and that's what Chinese consumers are looking for. Double 11 is similar to how we've got our Black Friday or even Amazon Prime Day, except the scale and the magnitude just dwarfs anything that happens here in North America. Last year was the first time we participated. Within the first few hours, we sold out of many of our popular products. We had 2 months worth of sales on that single day. And after Double 11, our sales doubled. It really sets you up for that next year because these customers saw a great deal, tried our brand, and then once they managed to experience the product, they started purchasing again and again and again. And not only the same product, but other products within the brand. This Double 11, we started our planning process in June. We're working with our growers to source more raw materials, building up supply to ship over to China for all those products to go out on Double 11. We're expecting this year for our sales to be at least triple what it was last year. Amazon doesn't have all the marketing opportunities and merchandising opportunities in the entire ecosystem that Alibaba has. We've had a pre-sale going on whereby a customer puts a deposit on a product and then they're charged on Double 11. Alibaba is also conducting some live streams showcasing our products. A host or celebrity walks their audience through your products. When you see a product in those videos, you're able to just go to Tmall Global, check out the product, all within the Alibaba ecosystem. A successful Double 11 allows us to reinvest in the business, to learn from our customers in China what they love, what they're looking for. There's a phrase in Chinese, 惊喜, that means a good surprise, and that's really what China has been for us. From the reception of the consumers there in China who are loving our brand and purchasing our product for themselves and their families.
So next, I want to talk to you about what are some of the business solutions that you can utilize to come on board with us after seeing all those great potentials. So another short video.
Tmall Global, China's cross-border B2C.
So in the last video of the day, in the video, you will share with you the overview of our business solutions. And after that, I will share further details of two of the recommended solutions.
Tmall Global, China's cross-border B2C online marketplace, brings together 29,000 brands from 87 countries and regions, with products from 5,800 categories, and serves over 800 million Chinese consumers. Our mission is to provide a high-quality lifestyle without borders to all Chinese consumers. We enable international brands to fast-track their brand's entry into the China market. There are two ways to partner with Tmall Global. You can either become a Tmall Global supplier to sell branded products, or open a flagship store on the platform to launch your brand. To operate your flagship store on Tmall Global, you can either set up your own in-house team or choose to work with an expert e-commerce service provider who can assist in the planning and execution of tasks such as store maintenance, customer service, digital marketing, and data analytics. Once your products are listed online, consumers can begin to shop and place their orders. Alipay, Alibaba's mobile payment tool, will ensure a seamless transaction from a customer's purchase to your local currency. Products can be shipped from China-based bonded warehouses or overseas logistics centers or mailed directly to the consumer. Cainiao, Alibaba's logistics solution, has a transparent start-to-end tracking system to ensure that products received by the consumer are authentic. Tmall Global also offers consumers analytics and digital marketing tools to help businesses achieve faster market penetration, gain industry insights, and build a loyal customer base. In 2020, Tmall Global is anticipating faster growth as retaliatory spending behavior among Chinese consumers is on the rise. Household budgets originally allocated to travel and related expenses are now expected to be spent online. Find out more on our website at merchant.tmall.hk. If you are interested in working with Tmall Global, submit your request online and our business development consultants will be in touch to advise you on the next step. As the leading e-commerce platform in China for imported products, Tmall Global is committed to bringing quality lifestyles without borders and transforming the shopping experiences of our customers. Join us now to take part in China's online retail revolution.
So as mentioned, there are essentially two ways you can launch with us. One is to build your own store, and the second one is to become a supplier through a model called overseas fulfillment. And building your own store, to me, if you ask me, I think it's the ultimate solutions to build a long-term success for your brand, because you will have total authority over how you want to run your brand, run your store. You make your own decisions on your own store, your pricing strategy, your content, your brand storytelling, digital marketing, everything. So you are the masterminds of your own store. And also, only through your own store, you will have access to consumer analytics, sales and digital marketing tools, which we provide through our ecosystem. Those are very, very important towards building up your brand awareness and also a loyal customer base. So build your own store should, even if you don't have such budget to do it now, it should definitely be an ultimate goal for any brands who want to sell into China. And the second method is become a supplier through overseas fulfillment model. So this model is a relatively easier model because we provide very easy logistic services via local shipping centers here in Vancouver and Toronto. And we also have them in the US, LA, New Jersey, and New York, if you want to utilize your stock in the US as well. And just want to share with you, this overseas fulfillment model is relatively young. It's it's almost 3 years old, and we've set up centers around the world for this model. And in Canada, our Vancouver and Toronto center have just been established last month. So that's a great news for Canadian merchants. But as of now, we are only open for drop shipping model through those centers. And in the near future, we are foreseeing to open up warehouse facility to take in your consignment stock as well. But as of now, we are focusing on working with you to drop shipping. And also the unique points of this model is that through drop shipping, we can integrate and you can do product feeding through API or through Shopify if you're already a Shopify merchant. So if you're a Shopify merchant, in the back end, you can actually subscribe to our service and be able to integrate with us through that way. So that's as simple as that if you're a Shopify merchants. And this model will be perfect for retailer type of merchants, distributor type of merchants, fashion brands, all this type of merchants who generally have very large amounts of product assortments. It will be a perfect way because you won't have to then ship, a big volume of your product to China or into warehouse or whatnot. You can just utilize your own warehouse, your own stock to sell on Tmall Global. And this model will also be perfect for China first-timer brands, brands who want to just test the market first. You want to test out what works and what not, and just to learn first, and then and see what could be the second step. This will also be a really good testing model for you. And some people often ask me, so can I do both? Yes, you can absolutely do both. So in fact, we have cases where our existing store merchants who have stores, they are finding ways to expand sales to recruit customers. They come on board to become one of our suppliers for the overseas fulfillment model, and vice versa. We also have merchants who are seeing great results from the overseas fulfillment model and decide to launch your own store. So this can absolutely happen at the same time. So next, I want to talk about details about each of the model. First is the store model. So the store model, definitely it will be a big project and a partnership between different stakeholders. You cannot possibly do it on your own, right? Because it's a China flagship store, online flagship store. So the three major stakeholders, including Tmall Global, and as mentioned in the beginning, we have our sister companies such as Alipay providing all the necessary financial solutions, while as Tang logistic company providing all the necessary logistics services for cross-border merchants, and we have our Alibaba providing all the necessary digital marketing tools and services and analytics for you to study. And the second stakeholder, also the most important one, is you, the brand owner. So you will be responsible for setting a strategy for your store, for your brand, and secure marketing budget and work with other stakeholders. And number three, it's also a very important one, TP. So what does TP mean? It's essentially a third-party trade partner or a Tmall partner. So if a trade partner is certified by Tmall, we usually call them a Tmall partner. So in short, there are two types of TP you can work with. The first type is pure service agency. So what they do is they provide pure services. They don't purchase from you. And the second type is distributor type, which are partners who purchase directly from you, and they take your product and launch your brand flagship store for you. But in this case, because they purchase from you and own the stock, most of the cases they will ask to become the owner and the main entity of the store. So there are essentially just two different types of TP you can look for. And the services they provide more or less the same. They provide store maintenance, customer service, digital marketing, data analytics, logistic coordinations. Basically, they will help you to set up the store and operate the store and review the analytics and grow the store with you based on your strategy. And you might be thinking, so how do I find a TP, right? So Tmall Global, we do provide service to help you find a TP. And there are two different services type you can choose from. The first option is for us to recommend a list of TP for you based on your preference, and you and the TP, you will talk offline to decide, whether you want to form a partnership with who, with which one. It will be between you and the TP. And there's another option of service which is called TP Union. So for this option too, Tmall Global, we will, get based on your preference. So we will have you fill out forms. Then we will, based on your preference, and assign TP for you. And we will provide service up to 2 matches. So in this case, you won't, have the choice to choose TP, but we will assign a qualified TP for you, and for them to provide you with standardized services and standardized fees and commission rates. And the fees and commission rates will be well below market standard. So this TP union will save you a lot of energy if you don't want to go through the headaches of choosing TPs. But if you prefer choosing your own partner, you can go with option 1. And with TP union, we, as Tmall Global, we will also be conducting quarterly performance monitoring to make sure that your TP is performing up to standard, and also the brand partner is also doing their part to help the TP to win. So in terms of cost, I've listed out the 6 major costs for launching a store. The first 3, the highlight 1 in dark blue, purple, those are the platform fees, including security deposit, which is about 10K Canadian dollars if you have a Canadian trademark already. So it's about 10K. But if your trademark is still in processing in Canada, it will be about 20K. And there's also annual service fee with about 6K Canadian dollars for most of the health, beauty, and food and beverage brands. And for fashion, it's about 12K. And there's also a commission of 2 to 5%. Also, again, depending on the categories that you launch in, plus Alipay 1% service fee. So this completes all the fees that will be required from our end. And other than that, you will also need to pay your TP partner, right? So there's TP service fee, and there's also logistic fee. Depending on the method of logistic that you choose, the fees will be different as well. And lastly, there's digital marketing. There's no fixed cost for digital marketing. It's entirely up to you how much you want to invest into the market. But for new brands, generally we see an average of 15% to 40% investment, depending on the category you're in, and also how much brand awareness you have already in China. And the onboarding itself, we will go through 3 different steps and then go into store. The store can go live after that. The whole process will take as fast as 2 to 3 months to over 6 months. It depends on if you need to find a TP and how fast you get through the applications, preparing the right documentation, qualifications, and things like that. And some of the Canadian brands we launched last year and this year, I just want to share with you some of the good cases. So we have Green Mountain Ginseng. It's one of the largest ginseng brands from North America. They launched with us last June, and since then, because they are one of the traditional tonic, the trending category brand, so they've been doing really well. Their top-selling products have been selling over 5,000, 4,000 pieces, as you can see here. And another great thing they do very well is they provide very good variety of products and gift pack, because ginseng, people buy ginseng for their families, friends, and colleagues. So they do a very good variety assortments. They provide very good varieties in their store, and this is also one of the good practice. And secondly, we have Passions Fruits & Co. It's one of the organic dry fruits brands from Canada, from Quebec. Actually, they launched with us last July, and since then they've sold over, I think right now, almost 500,000 packs of their dry fruits. And what they did well is that one of the things is they are healthy. They are very health conscious. They're natural, organic, also falls within the trending categories. And they also utilize live streaming, one of the most popular digital marketing tools nowadays in China, very, very well. They sell, tens of thousands of packs of dry fruits through live streaming consistently. So That's also a very good practice. And lastly, we have Selexi. So it's one of the longest, oldest beauty brands from Canada. So they launched with us this past June this year. Not even a month. Some of their products have been sold out, and their top selling product have sold over 500 pieces within a month. So what they did well is they provide, as you can see from the previous two brands as well, all of them, they provide very good product contents and visuals in video formats, or visual formats, and story content format. And for Selexi, they found a very strong sole distributor. So they have this partner representing them in China, and they had a really good start since last month. And next, I want to talk about the second model, which is the supplier overseas fulfillment model. So this is what the store looks like. So overseas fulfillment is essentially a very big store operated by Tmall Global ourselves. So it's our self-operating store. And just to give you a look and feel of the storefront, and the unique points of the model is that it's a pure consignment model. So that both of us have the flexibility to test out different products, change up products for you to retrieve stock anytime you want if it doesn't work. And also, as mentioned, we utilize warehouses and drop shipping centers in Canada and in the US. So you will make things much easier for Canadian brands. And the investments are relatively low, so that you have this opportunity to test the market. And also we provide, since you'll be essentially listing your product in our store, so there will be chance of free marketing and also paid marketing resources available for you to utilize as well. And in terms of payments and costs for this model, so we essentially list your product in our store, and once the customer places an order, purchase your product, we will pay you a pre-agreed fixed cost per unit for every product sold. So we will need to discuss a cost per unit for every single of your product, and we also provide settlement options of weekly, monthly settlements. So it's a very flexible, accessible method. And other basic costs for warehouse merchants, meaning merchants shipping their consignment stock into our facility, there will be a storage fee charged from the third month, and also monthly service fee of almost $50 US, but only from the second year. And for drop shipping merchants who work with us through API or Shopify, drop shipping merchants, there's almost $300 US monthly service fee, but again, only from the second year. And there's also a security deposit for drop shipping merchants from $3,000 to $10,000 US. So this will based on discussion. Feel free to talk to me, and we will have a discussion and see if we can get your security deposit down to $3,000. And there's also other costs, not directly to us, but might occur along the way, including logistic cost for you to ship your product from your warehouse to our warehouse locally. And there's also product content creation. So you as a brand owner, you will need to supply us with product information and contents, visuals and everything, right? But all in Chinese. So if you don't have such capacity to create localized Chinese content, we do provide paid services. It's about $15 US per page. And lastly, there's promotion and marketing investment. So this model, overseas fulfillment model, it will allow you very easy, to list your product with us very easily. But it will only go as much as getting you that exposure. You will still, you will still need to invest in marketing to really drive up the traffic and awareness of your brands and products. But how much is up to you? It's optional, but highly suggested. And some of the really good examples from this model, including Canadian brands, which is launched, called Oakenford. It's a Canadian fashion brand we launched back in April this year. And since then, our highest sales month in June, we brought almost 500 orders for them already. So this is considered already very good because they're launched they just launched in April. They haven't really started to do any marketing. And the reason why they are able to grow so fast is because they already had preceded their brands and product in China a little. And also they are super collaborative with us in marketing and seeding and doing all kinds of campaigns. And here on the right-hand side, there's also other US beauty brands like Boscia, Algenis, Taiso, all are very successful with us through the model, to the point that they saw a great results and decided to launch their own flagship store on Tmall Global. So the key points of successful suppliers with this model is that they are always almost willing to invest in marketing. The investment will not be as big as if you to launch your own store, but it will still require marketing. And the focuses of the marketing investments are mostly on creating contents, video formats, visual formats, or just work with influencer to create attractive contents. So as you can see, most of the brands, they provide very attractive visuals and great stories. And also seeding, product seeding, whether it's preceding before listing or post seeding after you list your products, is very important, because I imagine most of the brand utilizing this model are first timer to China or haven't really had that much brand awareness in China. So product seeding is very, very important for this model. So this wraps up my sharing for today, and I would like to encourage you to visit our merchant channel. It's merchant.tmall.hk, or follow us on LinkedIn, Tmall Global. We share all kinds of e-commerce platform news, trends. Feel free to join us. And here is my contact information again. I will be sharing my presentation for you to review, and feel free. I look forward to talking to each one of you to talk about the potential and opportunity for collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. And I think we received some questions from the audience. And then before we jump into the Q&A session, I want to thank everyone for participating in this webinar, and also especially thanks to CCC and then Ella, everyone for putting everything together behind the scene. And also we're constantly hosting those webinars throughout the year. Like CCC is doing like weekly newsletter, and we have like 3 or 4 events throughout the year, and they always help us to promote those events. So if you're interested, always remember to check out the newsletter from Canadian Chamber of Commerce. They have our events all listed. And then now we're going to move to our Q&A session. And then we have 2 questions. So if you haven't submitted your questions yet, please do on the slide though. And I think Ella has the questions listed. The webinar slide though listed on the Q&A session. And so, Nicole, I think the first question is for you. So, and has COVID impacted the way the Chinese market shops online?
Yes, so most definitely last year. So during the pandemic and right after the pandemic, not after, but the pandemic kind of got better last year in China. So there were different stages in China last year where during pandemic, we're seeing a great spike in health categories for mass sanitization products, and also home entertainment products, and also for beauty and personal care, like home DIY coloring, anything that you do at home, anything like that were really growing fast. But since last September, Double 11 in November, we are seeing things kind of going back to normal, like the shopping trends and shopping behavior, have gone back to pre-pandemic. So there's really not much difference between as of now, before and after COVID.
Okay, yeah, I feel the same. The second question is, where should we start if we are thinking about expanding our business to Chinese market? Is there anything we need to prepare?
Yeah, so I think, because I share a lot of information, so I know it's quite a lot to digest. But for me, I think the first step will be to, get your trademark registered in China. Even though it's not a prerequisite for us, I would definitely recommend for you to register your trademark in China as soon as possible. And then second step, come talk to us, because I know there's a lot of details to our business solutions, and you might take time to review the stuff, but it will be much quicker if you just come talk to us, and for us to find out more about your brands, your situation, and we will share our honest opinion about which method you should go with based on your budgets and cash flow and things like that.
Okay, thank you, Nicole. I think that's all the questions received. And then thanks again for Canadian Chamber of Commerce, and Ala, thank you so much. And then I think I'll wrap up our session.
Perfect. Well, from the Canadian Chamber of Commerce, Nicole and ShanShan, thanks so much for taking the time today. It was a really informative presentation. Lots of information there, Nicole, as you mentioned. I know we did get another question about will we get a copy of the presentation afterwards? And just to let everyone here on the line know that we will circulate a PDF copy of Nicole's presentation to everyone here to make sure you have all that really great information and be able to cross-reference and have all their contact info and everything. But on behalf of the Canadian Chamber, we just want to thank the Alibaba Group for taking the time today to host this presentation, and we look forward to sharing more with everyone in the future.
Thank you.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.